Should we follow feelings? I'm tired. I don't feel like it. You know, I feel lonely. I feel hungry, thirsty. I feel hopeless, depressed, anxious, horny. Should we follow our feelings? What is the purpose of feelings? You know, should we listen to motivation? What is the purpose of anger? Sadness. Should a man cry? How do we define masculinity, femininity? What is the difference between quitting, strength, resilience? When should we quit? Is there a certain moment where we should stop trying? Just questions. So, focus. It's Monday morning. I can anticipate a lot of foolishness happening in my day ahead of me. It's not a mystery. It's not a mystery. Once you enter the Air Force, it's something I noticed upon arriving here in Alaska. You will notice a pattern that nothing goes according to plan. It's normal. Dysfunction has become normal. And in a lot of cases, you can't change it. The best you can do is prepare. The best you can do is plan ahead. Get up early. Beat people to the spot. Make your coffee the night before. They say you got to be in at 4 a.m. Go to bed earlier. Have a routine that allows for error. Have preparation that allows for error. Have the tools and the supplies that allow for tragedy. Have a savings account that allows for emergencies. Because you will notice that, this world is unfair. In most cases. This world is unfair in most cases. You don't get what you deserve. You don't get your money's worth. You either get less or more value. You never get exactly what you pay for. You either get less or more value. This world is not designed to understand, to cater. I would argue this world is. This world just is. If I were to quote Richard Dawkins, the famous atheist, and by no means am I atheist, but truth can be found in people that you don't typically agree with. This world just is. I don't believe it became that way. I don't believe it originated that way, but I do believe that what this world is. And for me to complain about what is, and to say, I wish things were, and things should be, and I wish my life was like this, and I wish I was stationed, in a better place, and I spent this weekend gathering supplies for living in Alaska, because that's where I live, and that's where I will probably end up living for however long. A lot of you guys know I'm attempting to cancel my follow-on, which is to Eielson Air Force Base, about 100 miles north of where I'm currently stationed. And I'm not excited about it. I messed up on my follow-on list. I put one wrong thing on there, worldwide volunteer. Well, volunteering anywhere on your list kind of cancels out everything else on your list. I learned by paying. I didn't know. I didn't ask the right question. I didn't seek mentorship properly. So now it may cost us a couple of years in Alaska. Now what? Now what? Do we cry for the next 2-3 years, 4 years possibly? Or do we make the best of it? Do we buy a fishing pole a license, possibly a gun, couple guns, you know, start hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, join some communities around here. I joined multiple Facebook groups that are just unique to Fairbanks and Anchorage. And now what? Because if I chose to focus on the fact that I don't like living this far north, I don't like living above Canada, having a country between me and my family and my friends, and you know, the beaches, and you know, the climate up here is different. The people up here are rough. There's no sign of refinement up here. You know, you go to New York City, you can find the luxury areas, you can find the luxury, you know, neighborhoods and establishments and institutions. The West Coast is different. You go to DC, you can find the rich people. You can find the Starbucks and the Barnes and Nobles, and then you come up here and they got libraries. And the gas stations are not clean. And the bars, you know, they have dead animals on the wall. I don't care what you call it. You call it taxidermy, you know, there's a dead animal on the wall. I would like to eat the dead animal. I don't want to stare it in the eye for the next hour or so. But my focus determines how I feel for the next year plus. My focus will determine how I feel for the next 8 to 12 hours, 16 hours, the rest of my day. My focus will determine how I feel. I can choose what to focus on. That's the purpose of the mind, is to give it a desired target, a desired end result, and say, once I decide my end goal, my direction, everything in between makes sense.